Nandiyeh was the way that they would resolve contention, that they would be able to make an offering of some kind, something of value, to gain the forgiveness. And then they must reunite in mind, make things right. You have to be all on the same path. The beauty way path cannot have anybody that is contentious. Is that if you cannot resolve contention, then you cannot travel the beauty way path. The neni lenigi shirita la sango shenan dan business ha. Akodi the nebanan tin lenigi ya ayasaba akoni and all the tiki ya ka nenigi he she ya dikato she ya don't ke madon he jedon ke la ke that masan he tak aro dan ha kaida that but laho city got a don net and denigi but ke ta the chinigi she ni ke that Ako ayasabin nan kitten tiniki I dikat. I hit as nail not all day. Doors as the card all day, the net lego. Taro this sad, and choiky sheet obeyed, as a yatat hitter. Sign it need all day. Sign him at all day, the way it's can't see need all day. The nenny lego, what ever the net lead all day. I what ever in as all day. I what ever in than his intended a hadam. In the traditional teachings of our people, there is a teaching that is very important that has made us the ne. As I've mentioned in the traditional teachings, that at one time we can plainly identify 147 different clan families. And these were people that came from all over the different parts of this continent. They came to Denetha, and they were united. And so there's a lot of information about all of every time somebody sees a ruin somewhere or somebody sees something that looks like a pile of rocks on a cliffside, they say, Anasazi, Anasazi. That's not true. It is not Anasazi. Anasazi were here just for a short time, but these were Pueblo people or cliff dweller people. They were here long before that, and they were here before even the Dene. But many of those people became Dene after our people had been among them for a period of time. And so it is that there's a lot of information, and that's why I encourage the Nenostini, who you are the Ne, learn your clan history. Learn as much as you can about the history of your clan and teach one another. And so it is that the teaching that is so very important on keeping us as the Ne was a teaching about contention, that we must avoid contention. The nature legal is that you must always keep the family and the clans and the people that are known as the net as one, united. And you cannot do that with any type of contention. Contention is something that they say grows to conflict. And then if it becomes conflict, it can grow to become deadly conflict, and it will destroy the net. And we are told in the language of our people, na ye ebet anohonoti eshidi kat asteto datati antigi arosaden choip base yate tito detigi eshi e yadi kat na ye ebet anohonno e yadi kat ye ishin eshi e yahot ego she yadi kat ye nahan takes. And that means the interpretation of it is that the contention is brought about by the evil one to divide us and to be able to contend with one another. And when we do that, the evil one is happy. We make the evil one happy. So if we come back to the history of the Neh and why they teach that, some of the clan families and that eventually began to practice slavery. And that was not acceptable to the overall Dene. And so those people that became Dene at one time moved away because they chose to practice slavery. And then the other thing is some of those clan families also began to practice the traditional ceremonies and that in a different way and began to worship the evil one. And so it was that those people also left the greater group of Dene, and they became another group entirely. And so it came about by contention. Achit as dik ant. To side does late. And that underneath to be his yours came that just kind of. So it was not that they would follow the correct path. And so it was contention. In some cases, they say that the contention became so serious that the greater portion of the Dene had to pick up arms to defend themselves. Because in confronting contention, there is something that is called being tolerant in too many cases. Binti itat is what they say, but it is wrong, because that tolerance is to tolerate rudeness. And rudeness is something that you cannot tolerate. Rudeness brings about the lying and the murderers and all of the other negative action against one another as a group of people. And so tolerance was something that was not something that our people accepted as it is, because it became understood as something that was considered rudeness. And rudeness cannot be tolerated. And so the idea and the teachings of our Dene is that you must not ever have contention in your family. That is absolutely not permitted, because it can grow to greater things and become conflict. And if it continues to grow and divide and to be able to destroy lives, then it becomes a deadly conflict. It can destroy whole nations. It can destroy the world, for that matter, is the idea of conflict. Conflict of the deadliest kind can grow from small portions of contention. And so it is that the traditional Dene teaching is do not tolerate contention. It cannot be permitted into your lives in any way. Resolve contention. In the traditional teaching, if there was any contention within the clan system, where one clan was contending against another clan, it was told. Nalige was the way that they would resolve contention, that they would be able to make an offering of some kind, something of value, to gain the forgiveness of people. And so forgiveness was a very necessary part of the resolving of contention, and that they must be discussed, and then they must reunite in mind. And which is to make things right. You have to be all on the same path, to return back to the Beauty Way path. The Beauty Way path cannot have anybody that is contentious try to make that journey. You cannot make the journey on the Beauty Way path when there is contention. And so if there's contention between the two clan families, then neither one of them can maintain a journey on the Beauty Way path. That's what we are told, is that if you cannot resolve contention and in any way, then you cannot travel the Beauty Way path.
Hey, thanks for watching our videos. If you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss one of our uploads. Also, head over to our website, NavajoTraditionalTeachings.com. Sign up for our email list. Aket!